So this video is about me ranking my collection. As some of you might know from my Instagram, I give my dolls like stories or like characters, personalities that I make up for them. They all have their own like individual character and story, like personality wise, that I create. So they all have their own individual personality traits and style. And this really like put in why I chose the specific rankings for them. I didn't just like choose them based on if I liked them or not or like their appearance. I chose them a lot for how I put them like in the collection, like their personality wise. So just a little more background into why I picked each ranking. And last place, or 10th, is from my point of view is Ivy. Now I don't really have anything against Ivy. She was my first custom that I bought. I just don't feel as connected with her as the rest of the dolls. And I also, she's not as unique in my opinion. Like, she is definitely more unique than Tinny was to begin with. But I just think that I have more unique dolls that would be that are higher up on this list than I. In ninth place is Sage. I just recently, like in the past couple months, I don't remember the exact date, but bought a new Sage. This is my second Sage. So I recently replaced her because I wasn't as connected to my first Sage because of the marks that I couldn't get out, and I just wasn't as appreciating her as much as I should have. But Sage's personality and style that I've given her isn't as developed as my other dolls, and I just haven't really put a lot of thought into her style. Like it's more of like an artsy, quirky kind of thing. I just don't really have like a genuine style for her. It's just an idea that I give her most of the time, but it's not like a reserved wardrobe or reserved styles that I give her. I also don't feel like she's as unique as some of the other dolls. Like, yeah, she's has auburn hair, blue eyes, freckles, a very, I get, not wouldn't say rare, but uncommon type of blue. You don't see it very often. I don't think she's as unique in my collection that I think the other. For eighth place, there's Olive. Now, obviously, Olive is unique. She has purple hair, the Sonali face mold, which I don't have much of, and she has dark skin. But she's very hard to style. She's more of an impulse buy than anything. Like I just saw her at TJ Maxx in November, and I was like, I'm buying her. So she wasn't like I like had any sort of. She wasn't on my wish list or anything. She was just one of the dolls that I was like, oh, she's only $70. I'm gonna buy her, and so Olive was a pretty impulse buy. Um, but she's just really hard to style. I mostly put her in like purples or lavenders or just something that's like ties in with her hair. So while I do have outfits for her, I don't have a lot, and I have to like really think about what I'm gonna like put on her because she just can't wear a lot of the clothes and it fit. I also don't have a lot of more of a connection. I have more of a connection with my other dolls than her. I don't like reach for her a lot unless like she fits with what I'm trying to do, or just I want to take pictures of her because I don't take very many. I have like maybe two or three that I have that I've taken of her, at least outside ones. I don't think I have very many of her in general. In seventh place, there's Rowan. Now, I like Rowan more with her new wig. than the original Via wig she had because it was really dry and just I was not a fan. It was really hard to style, and I just didn't like any of the styles I put in, like any of the hairstyles I put in her hair. So I was like I didn't like them. I just was like, no, I can't. I had to redo a lot of her styles. With her new wig, I like it down better with clips in it, so it's a lot easier to like style, a lot easier to be happy with the styles. But all in all, there's just more dolls that are higher up on this list than Rowan. However, I do have a connection with Rowan because of her personality and because her personality reminds me of my best friend in real life, who's also a marine biology major, who I based her off of. So it's like I have that sort of higher Rowan. In sixth place, we have Linen. I love Linen. I think she's gorgeous. Before I bought like the most recent of my dolls, she was one of my favorites. She was one of my like top 3. But I've just bought more dolls that I have appreciated more. And I just reach for other dolls first. However, I have really started bonding with her whenever I started making Dollrory recently. And she's usually a model because um, she's just it's really easy to like most of her outfits. Most of the jewelry I make tie in with the outfit she's wearing for summer. So it's like I just reached for her more and use her for photos, her and Rowan. So I have been bonding with her more recently. I should probably take more pictures of her. I just haven't yet. In fifth place, there's Haze. And she is my strawberry girly that I've dubbed her as. She's one of the cottagecore thespians that I have. Her and Poppy are the cottagecore lesbians. And I like Haze because of the character that I've given her and the style. I usually put her in strawberry themed things with strawberries on them. I buy things with strawberries on them specifically to put on her. So I'm like, I think that this would look so cute on her. So I just have this like appreciation for her style because of that. Like I've loved strawberries myself. I just love fruit in general, especially cherries. I just mainly put her in strawberry things. And I just like her personality and the story arc that I have tied with her to Poppy. So that is one of the reasons that she's in my top 5. In fourth place, there is Beck. Beck is one of my newest dolls. She's my second newest. And they're in fourth place because I love the story that I gave them. They're my first non-binary character that I've made in my collection. And I, in some ways, I I consider myself non-binary. Like, I don't really have. I wouldn't say I'm like not attached to a certain gender. I wouldn't say I'm like not female, but I also wouldn't say that I am. I'm some sort of like I guess I consider myself non-binary in the sense that I don't consider myself all the way female, if that makes any sense. I'm still trying to like figure out the definition myself, so I don't know, but yeah, I just really like the story and the character that I gave Beck, and I think she just adds more to my collection. In third place is Willow. I love Willow's style and her just overall personality that I've given her. She's one of my cottagecore girlies. She's Poppy's best friend. I give all my characters best friends, most of them anyway. That I have designated best friends for. And Willow in general is just a really beautiful doll. I don't like Lila's like I haven't read the book, or like I don't really know anything about the character. I do know McKenna's story, and I loved McKenna. I watched the movie when I was younger. I just don't really have any like ties to Lila, or don't really like. I wouldn't say I don't feel nostalgia, because I do, in the sense that I remember McKenna. I McKenna was one of the dolls that my brother wanted as a kid. Um, my brother's trans, so when we were growing up, he wanted McKenna, and I wanted Sage. So it was just a thing. We didn't get either of those when we were growing up, but I remember McKenna's character, and that's just reminds me of that. But I don't really have any like ties to Lila's character, or like I don't really like enjoy her story very much, in the sense that like the gymnastics and horse aspect of it. But I do tie into the horse thing with Willow and the character that I built for her. She's an animal studies major, wants to be a veterinarian in my mind. And Willow just loves horses. Her family has a ranch. So yeah, I kept the horse aspect of everything. In second place, I have Sunny. Sunny is my newest doll. She is a custom that I bought from my IG friend, Instagram friend, and I've loved this doll ever since I bought her. I Sunny was a custom that my friend made, and I'd really been wanting to make her myself. Like I had this idea that over the summer I was gonna buy an Yvette doll and customize her, give her like brown curly hair, and I wasn't planning on eye swapping her because I don't trust myself to eye swap, but I was like, she looks gorgeous with brown eyes when I saw the picture of her. So I was just like, yes, and then bought her. And I just really love Sunny. I had this whole like personality pinned out for her as soon as I like just wanted to make this Yvette custom. I've like had her story planned out, and that really increased the love that I had for her. And she's one of my favorite dolls at the moment. And I'm pretty sure, unless I get a doll that just blows my mind away, I think that she'll stay relatively high in my top choices. And to the surprise of no one who follows me on Instagram or just in general knows anything about my collection, Poppy is in first place. Poppy is one of my all-time favorite dolls in my collection. Her full name is Poppy S.D. Martin. S.D. after No Body No Crime from Evermore from Taylor Swift. And I don't really listen to the Evermore album in general. I have listened to a few of the songs. I like Gold Rush and Champagne Problems. And Nobody No Crime, one of my favorites. But I just, in general, the album isn't like in my top choices or anything. But I just really thought SD was a pretty name. And as soon as I heard it, and as soon as I got Poppy, that was her middle name. So, Poppy, in general, I really love her style, the style that I've given her. I think that she's a gorgeous doll, and I didn't get Yvette whenever she came out, or before she retired, because I was kind of terrified of her hair. I was like, I don't know if I can handle it. But when 127 came out, I immediately got her. She was like, as soon as they were released on the website, I wanted her as soon as I like saw like the official leaks, or like what she was gonna look like. I wanted her, and then I bought her as soon as she was released, like the day of release, like I think literally like an hour after. And the overall personality and just the story that I've given her, I love her even more. In general, 127 is a beautiful doll, but like just the style and the character over in her, I just really loved her even more than 127 when I first got her, because of the story that I like created for her and the personality and just in general, like, I just love her. Like, she's my culinary arts girly, she loves cooking, she's just cottagecore, croquet style. I try to stay in those two for her. But yeah, um, out of all my dolls, obviously Poppy is my favorite, but I do plan on getting more dolls soon and sometime this summer. So obviously that might some of the ranking or places might change. But as of right now, this is my ranking of my collection. Hope you enjoy. Thanks.